Hi, you're watching Floyd Steinberg's YouTube channel. Some days ago, Akai released a major update for their MPC series. Part of this update is a range of optional plugins you can buy. One of them, an FM synthesizer named OPx4. And FM is totally my cup of tea. So today, let's take a look if that plugin brings anything new to the table of FM synthesis. Here we go. So, since update 2.11, you can now press Shift and Menu and then go to the plugins screen where you can download and buy plugins. These plugins are not cheap at 150 credits, but they come with 9-day trial phase without any limitations. Out of the new plugins on offer, I think the OPx4 is the most interesting by far, but perhaps that's only me. Let's take a look. Press the Home button in the top left and then press the plugin symbol in the middle of the screen. And now, in the middle bottom, you can select the plugin by tapping the menu and then pressing the big jog wheel. Select the OPx4 you just downloaded, and then, in the menu below that selector, choose the initialized patch, which will kind of give you a blank canvas to start designing sounds on. And then, press the Program Edit button in the bottom right of your MPC. And on the start screen, you can already see the main innovation of this synth, the operator matrix. If you're new to FM, an operator is in its basic form a sine wave oscillator that can not only produce sound but also can modulate all the other oscillators based on a set of rules known as the algorithm. The modulation of sine waves is a relatively simple mathematical process, which is not really changing the frequency of the sine wave but its phase. I've talked about this in detail in another video. All you really need to know now is that the resulting sound gets sharper the louder and the higher pitched the modulator is. It's kind of the opposite of a filter found on the subtractive synth. So on most FM synths, you'll find a number of algorithms to choose from. They determine which operators are carriers, that means they create sound, and which ones are modulators, which means they change the sound. Akai took another approach here. In this table, you can determine for each operator how much it should affect all the other ones, so you can easily create your own algorithms. I'll show you in a simple example by creating an electric piano patch. Let's begin by setting up operator 1 as a modulator of operator 2. In the bottom of the screen, go to the submix page and in the first row, increase the volume of operator 2. You won't hear any changes in sound first. Now go back to the main screen and increase the percentage of modulation in the left column of the second row and listen how the sound changes. The overall sound is getting richer in overtones, so this table or matrix is read from left to top, and you can specify the exact amount each operator will modulate all the other ones or itself. So that was a very simple 2-operator electric piano sound. Let's try something more complex next. So here's an evolving pad. The sound will start as a sine wave and will become increasingly modulated as time passes, for which we'll need to set up the modulation matrix and some envelopes. We're starting with an empty patch once again, but first we need to turn off all the active entries on the modulation tab and we should get this sound. Now press the envelope tab. Adjust the first envelope to have a slow attack and a long release like this. Now we'll set up the modulation. Go to the submix page and bring up the second operator. On the envelope page, adjust the second envelope to have slow attack and long release times, and then on the operator page, adjust the amount of modulation to something you like. Now I'll use the modulation tab to set up the first LFO to change the loudness of operator 2, which will introduce some movement into the sound, making it less static. Now I want to add some kind of shimmering sound to this pad. Back on the operator matrix, I set up operator 4 to be modulated by operator 3. And on the submix page, I increased the volume of operator 4, but reduced the volume of operator 1 and 2, so we only hear the modulated carriers. Go back to the envelope screen and set operator 3 and 4's envelopes just the same as the other two. Long attack, long release time. And then go back to the operator screen. Here adjust the ratios for operator 4 and 3 until we get a high-pitched metallic sound. Then adjust the loudness of both operators so they're more of background noise. On the modulation tab, I assign LFO2 to the loudness of operator 3, so we get a pulsing noise here. Now I'll add some effects. I'll choose chorus on the first bus and delay on the second bus, and please be aware that in order to hear the second effect here, you'll need to go to the submix screen and increase the operator sound on bus 2. The pulsing noise is a bit too sharp for my taste, so on the filter screen let's take advantage of one of the two dynamic filters you can apply to your patches. I'll choose a low pass filter here and reduce the filter cutter frequency quite a bit. Each patch can also have a sampled sound playing along, so let's add the chorus voice to the mix on the sample layer screen. One thing I didn't use here, but that I need to mention, are the macros. You can use up to 8 macros per patch and assign them to controller or MIDI events. These macros can then be selected both as a source or destination on the modulation page. So for example, you could assign both LFO speed and LFO depth to one macro, and then assign that macro to the mod wheel of your MIDI controller, and then perform that dubstep wobble using the mod wheel. After some more minor adjustments, here's my finished patch. by the way, if you find content like this interesting, and if you'd like to see more on the MPC-1 or other synthesizers and tech, then please hit that like and subscribe button now. Seeing those subscriber numbers grow makes me happy and keeps me motivated to push out new videos every week or so. And if you want to support my work here financially, you can download my patches at gumroad.com or get some music I made on Bandpage. Thank you. Yeah, and that's it for today. The new OPx4 FM synth on the Akai MPC-1. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. And as always, thanks for watching and see you again very soon. Bye bye!